IGN, one of the biggest names in entertainment media, known for reviewing everything from games to movies, TV shows, and even tech. IGN has built itself into an empire of opinions. But here's the question. Do IGN reviews actually make sense? Because whether it's a 2D or a game, a Marvel movie, a Netflix series, or the latest smartphone, IGN's reviews have become known for being biased, inconsistent, and often downright confusing. Today, we're going to break down exactly why IGN reviews don't hold up, how they're influenced by industry relationships, and why this hurts not just gamers, but everyone who cares about media. Part 1. The problem with numeric scores. First, let's talk about the number score system, the classic out of 10 that IGN slaps on nearly everything. At first, it seems simple. A game gets an 8, a movie gets a 7, a phone gets a 9. Easy, right? But here's where it falls apart. Take a game that gets a 7 out of 10. In IGN's words, that's good. But for many fans and consumers, a 7 feels like don't bother. Why? Because in their system, almost nothing scores below a 6, and even broken, unfinished games are pulling in 8s and 9s. Now let's talk movies. A film like Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, widely criticized by audiences and even some critics for being messy and bloated, somehow gets a 7 out of 10 from IGN. Good. Meanwhile, smaller indie films, daring TV shows, or experimental games often get hit with 6s and 5s for not appealing to everyone. So what are these scores really saying? It's a system that contradicts itself, leaves readers confused, and ultimately serves no one. Part 2. Inconsistency across media. Now let's talk about consistency, or the total lack of it. You might think a 9 out of 10 game and a 9 out of 10 movie are equally great, right? Wrong. Take Cyberpunk 2077. A game IGN gave a 9 out of 10 even though it launched in a completely broken state. Then compare that to Everything Everywhere All at Once, one of the most creative films in years, which only got a 7 out of 10 because it might be too weird for some. Where's the logic? Now let's jump to TV shows. Something like The Witcher Season 3, a season criticized for losing focus and pacing, gets an 8 out of 10, while smaller shows with tighter writing and better character development get ignored or given lower scores. And it happens in tech too. A phone or gaming device from a big brand like Sony or Microsoft gets glowing reviews, 9 out of 10, even if it's overpriced or missing features. But when a smaller brand releases something innovative, it's nitpicked to death. So what are these numbers really measuring? Quality? Popularity? Brand name? It's impossible to tell. Part 3. The bias of corporate relationships. And now let's address why these inconsistencies keep happening. The elephant in the room. Corporate relationships. IGN is a massive outlet. They survive on early access, exclusive content, and yes, advertising dollars. Think about it. If IGN gives a terrible score to a new Marvel movie, a PlayStation exclusive, or a Disney Plus series, do you think they'll keep getting early review copies, trailers, or ad deals? Probably not. So what happens? Reviews get padded. Words like flawed but fun, or has issues but delivers for fans. And magically another 8 out of 10 is born. And if you think this is just about games, think again. Look at IGN's movie reviews. Big studio blockbusters almost always score higher than smaller indie films. Look at tech reviews. The latest iPhone, Samsung, or PS5 accessory. Almost always amazing or great, even if reviewers admit the product has flaws. Who loses in this game? We do, the audience. Because we're not getting honest opinions, we're getting safe opinions designed to keep companies happy. Part 4. The impact on consumers and creators. So why does this matter? Because when IGN, or any outlet, gives inflated scores to average products, they're shaping what gets made. If a mediocre Marvel movie gets an 8, Marvel will keep making the same movie over and over. If a broken Super Mario game gets a 9, developers are rewarded for releasing unfinished work. Meanwhile, the creators who take risks, who make something new, get buried under low scores and lack of exposure. It also makes it impossible for us, the audience, to trust reviews. When everything is an 8 or a 9, how do we know what's truly great? How do we know when to spend our time or money? IGN's reviews affect sales, streaming numbers, and even the future of entire franchises. And if those reviews are inconsistent or biased, they're steering the whole industry in the wrong direction. Conclusion: what should IGN change? First, ditch the number scores. Media, whether it's a game, movie, show, or piece of tech, is too complex to be reduced to a number. Give us honest, detailed critiques without trying to slap a 7 or 8 on everything. Second, stop protecting big corporations. Reviewers need to be free to say when a product is bad, no matter who makes it. Third, give smaller creators a chance. Start applying the same critical eye to big products that you apply to indies. Stop holding indie developers, filmmakers, and creators to impossible standards, while AAA companies get a free pass. And finally, we as the audience need to speak up. Call out biased reviews. Support independent creators who give honest opinions. Because if we don't demand better, nothing will change, and the same will happen with that being said. I hope you agree with my video, and I see you in the next one. And comment below your thoughts as well, as give me any other video essays, and I will aim to complete them